Webflow and ConvertKit. Many say they're a better match than bacon and eggs, socks and sandals, or even my personal favourite, Crocs and sandals. But we don't care about that. Why? Well, because all we need to know is how to connect them together so someone can share their email address on our Webflow website, and that email appears in our ConvertKit account, letting us send them an email about our handcrafted furniture for dogs. Now there are two ways to do this, the easy way and the right way, or some like to refer to this as the better way. First we're going to cover the easy way, and the very first step of this is to make sure that we have our form set up inside of ConvertKit. So we're going to go over to the Grow tab and then go to Landing Pages and Forms. From there what we want to do is click Create New, and then we want to create a new form. From here we have 4 different options. We're going to go with an inline form, but you also have the ability to have a modal, which is a kind of pop-up form, a slide in, and then a sticky bar. But for us, we're just going to select inline, and then we're going to go with a basic style. So from here, you can choose a different template to base your form from. We're just going to click on this one here, and then we're going to create a very simple form. Inside of ConvertKit's form builder, we're just going to give this a name, and then we're going to adjust the form to match the style that we want on the website. So with the easy way, all we're going to do is we're going to embed this exact form onto the Webflow site. So we need to make sure that we're styling everything inside of here, and the form looks exactly how we want it to look when it's on the live website. Now what we can do is we can actually click into this button here and add extra fields. For this, you may want a first name field, you may want to collect some other information, but for us, we don't need this field, so I'm just going to delete this, and then I'm going to go over to the button and change the color of the button to our brand colors. Then I'm going to just add a little bit of custom styling to this. Let's maybe change the font weight. And then we're going to click on this here so we can make sure that this ConvertKit badge disappears. Now this form is perfect for our website. So all we need to do is hit publish and then go over to the HTML embed and then just copy this code. Then we jump over to our Webflow website. And what we want to do is select the area that we want this form to appear. And then we can hit Command K, which is going to bring up a search bar. You can also click the add button if you want to go the slightly slower way. But what we're going to do is we're going to hit Command K and we're going to type in code, which is going to bring up the code embed block. We're going to hit enter and that's going to bring up this code embed block. From here, all we need to do is paste in this piece of code, hit save and close, and that is everything done. All you need to do now is go and hit publish and then test out your form input. Now you can see on the landing page that the ConvertKit form we just embedded onto the page is here. I can then fill this ConvertKit form out, hit subscribe, and that information will go across to ConvertKit and then automatically fill into that form that we created. If you want to adjust any of the settings that happen after the person has filled out the form, you can do that inside of the settings of your ConvertKit account. Now you can see how easy it is to set this up, but the biggest problem with this is how difficult it is to customize the form completely. If you're trying to customize it with ConvertKit's tools, they are relatively basic and there's not too much you can do in terms of using custom typography and kind of setting a different layout from here. So it is a little bit limited. And the only way you can customize it inside of ConvertKit is by adding custom CSS. So if you do know custom CSS, what you can do is go over to the general styles and add that custom CSS here. That will then load that custom CSS on your website and style it how you want it to be styled. Now I'm going to show you how to do it the right way. First of all, what we need to do is make sure we delete this code embed. And what we want to do is we actually want to just add a form onto the website, just a native Webflow form. So again, I'm going to hit Command K and then type in a form block. From here, you can see I've got all the different form inputs that are native to Webflow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this name field. I don't necessarily need a name. All I need is this email address, and then I need my submit button so someone can actually submit their email. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little class to this, so just a form input class. And then I'm just going to add a class to this one, which is going to add a little bit of styling. So you can see we have our button along here. I'm going to remove this field label, even though we probably should have a field label. And I'm just going to adjust this and add a little bit of a gap in here. So the form is kind of a little bit more customized. From here, what I can do is I can customize all the settings inside of here, style this exactly how I want it to be styled. I'm just going to call this email, and then I'm going to add a little placeholder, which is going to be email at address convertkit.com. Now at this point, if I wanted to add any custom styling, if I wanted to add extra fields or anything like that inside of here, I could do this. But for us, we're happy with our form looking exactly like this. We're using the correct typography that's matching the rest of the website. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and connect this to our ConvertKit account. So the very first thing that we want to do is we want to select our form input, and we want to give our form input a very specific name. That name is email_address. And this is going to match the exact name it has inside of ConvertKit. So when we send this form to ConvertKit, it's going to recognize this input as an email address. Next, we're going to go over to the actual outer wrapper of the form itself, and we're going to change the method from get over to post. So when it is set as get, what is happening is we're submitting the actual thing to Webflow. And when it is set as post, what's going to happen is we're going to post that information to another point. But what's important when we change this method from get over to post is that we need somewhere to actually post this information to. So to post this information over to ConvertKit, all we need to do is use this specific link here, but we need to get our form ID from ConvertKit. So we're going to send this information to our specific form. So to get this information, all we need to do is go back onto our form inside of ConvertKit. And this time we don't really care about how it is styled because this styling is not going to do anything on the live website. All we're going to do is we're going to click the link itself and we're going to go into the specifics of this link. So what we need to do is find this set of numbers just after designers. And all we're going to do is we're going to copy this set of numbers, and this is the ID for our form. We're going to go back over to our link, and what we're going to do is we're going to replace this piece where it says form ID with those numbers that we just grabbed. From there, what we can do is just copy this specific link. And what we're going to do is we're going to set the post destination as this link. Now back inside of Webflow, all we're going to do is go over to the action field and we're just going to paste that customized link inside of there. So what's going to happen when someone submits our form now is they're going to post that information to this specific form. ConvertKit is then going to recognize our email input based on its specific name. And that's exactly the way that ConvertKit understand email address. If it was going to be first name, it would be first_name and so on. And before we publish, because we're people who think about the future consequences for ourselves, we're going to turn this element into a component. That means that we can use it in multiple different places, but we don't have to set this up and change it every single time. This is going to save us a lot of headaches in future if we want to add different fields to this, or if we want to change which form this input's going to go to. So to do this, all we need to do is make sure we select the very outer wrapper, so the form block wrapper. We're then going to right click and then we're going to create this as a component. And we're just going to call this, let's call it email input. Now this is not necessary, but if you want to save yourself from future headaches, using components is a better solution than taking ibuprofen. And once we're done with this, we're just going to hit publish and our magnificent new form should appear on our website. So if I just reload this, you can see that we have our new form input. Now with our new form, the actual form elements are Webflow elements, so it makes it nice and easy for us to customize them, make sure that they're on brand and matching everything that we want it to look like from the website, but it's still pushing the information over to ConvertKit. That means that all the different settings that are happening inside our ConvertKit form are still going to happen. So what we need to do if we want to redirect someone to a different page is we can set that stuff up inside of here. We can set up all the other details about sending over incentive emails and all that kind of stuff inside of ConvertKit. But now we actually have some native components inside of Webflow and we don't have to use a HTML embed and use custom code inside of ConvertKit to make our forms look correct. And there you have it. That's two ways to connect ConvertKit and Webflow. There's the easy way and the right way.